So on this Sam Harris podcast, he's outlining how people that are in Springfield, Ohio, how they do have a right to be concerned about the number of immigrants that are coming in large part because of the size of their town. He also brings up the idea of the obligation the immigrants have to adapt to the society that they are immigrating into.
Somehow an important victory for free speech? Who the hell is advertising on this platform? Of course, in the aftermath of Trump's remarks about Haitian immigrants eating pets in Springfield, Ohio, X is now filled with memes about this, some of which are very funny. As a sidebar, it seems to me that the Democrats are far too confident that laughing at all this is a winning strategy. What's happened in Springfield is actually pretty crazy, at least on the surface, right? A town of 59,000 people has absorbed 15,000 Haitian immigrants in 3 years. I mean, just think of that in practical terms. Suddenly, 20% of the population is Haitian. I'm sure that most of these immigrants are great people who are just seeking economic opportunity and, frankly, fleeing the chaos of Haiti. But they are coming from one of the poorest and most violent places on earth, right? At a minimum, this is a picture of thousands of fairly desperate, traumatized people pouring into a very...
So perhaps it'd be better when you have a lot of immigrants to try to spread them out so you don't just have like one small town taking the majority. Sometimes those that are critical of people in Springfield, Ohio, they could be living in like a gated community, they could be living in a nicer area where they are not going to be impacted on the same level. It'd be interesting to see if we were to put a lot of immigrants in that type of community to see how these people would respond. And Sam does bring up a good point. Even though a lot of these immigrants are good, hardworking people, you do have to look at the cultural clash that's going to take place.
Little city. 15,000 Haitians being dropped into a city like Los Angeles is one thing. Into a town of 59,000 people in the middle of America? That has to pose some problems, whether they're being reported on or not. Now, who knows if anything bad is happening to anyone's pets. I did actually see a video of what purported to be a dog roasting on an open spit in someone's backyard on X. Whether that was in Springfield or not is probably beside the point. It does appear that there was a tragic accident involving a school bus and a recent Haitian immigrant driving the wrong way that brought many people in Springfield to the end of their patience. But it does seem that most Democrats assume that every community in America should be enthusiastic about suddenly being inundated by immigrants and refugees from some faraway country. People who, however in need of living somewhere they might be, and however entitled to basic human rights they surely are, and however unlucky they were to have been born where they were born, nevertheless don't share the culture of the place where they have landed. And in certain cases, especially when we're talking about people who are coming from conservative Muslim societies, and you see a lot of this in Western Europe at the moment, they might have no interest at all in adopting the norms of this new culture. One doesn't have to be a bigot to worry about the failures of assimilation that can follow from this. One doesn't have to be a racist to regret that the character of a city, or even a whole country, is being irrevocably changed by an influx of basic strangeness from elsewhere. And if you insist upon treating anyone who expresses concerns of this kind as a xenophobic asshole, then two things will happen. The first is that only true racists and bigots will be thick-skinned enough to address the issue politically. And two, they will win. And then you will have actual racists and bigots in power in your society. So anyway, X is filled with the memification of all this today, as well as all kinds of frankly racist crime porn. I mean, honestly, if I had to summarize the intent of X's algorithm at this point, it would be twofold. The first is to make Elon even more famous than he is, and the second is to make every white user of the platform more racist. If you could pipe the X algorithm into your brain through Neuralink, I think you'd probably jump off the table and go out and buy a cyber truck and then join a white supremacist militia. That's the vibe I get when I spend a few minutes scrolling the homepage. Again, many imagine that this cesspoolification of culture represents progress. Unless my trending news is punctuated by videos of kids getting killed or of black people committing violent crimes, the censors have won. Right? Where is free speech? But of course, all of this is quite obviously a sign of cultural decay, and the signs of this decay are everywhere. I mean, the fact that a person like Trump is taken seriously as a candidate for the presidency, much less became president and may yet do so again, that is not cultural progress. Even those who support Trump seem to be aware of this. He is the break glass in case of emergency candidate. They also think there's some kind of cultural emergency here. Someone sent me a clip of George W. Bush from 25 years ago talking about some policy. It's been some years.
So to Sam's point here, this is an article by New York Post, and it's highlighting that one of the main concerns of people in this town of Springfield, Ohio, they're upset with the driving of the Haitian migrants. And so it's showing how you had basically a woman that was hit in a car by a Haitian migrant. And it says that the driver got off scot-free. They didn't press charges against her. Okay, and so with this, you have like the family that's upset about it, the community's upset about it. Okay, and so there are people in this town that they're posting videos of cars in ditches, cars that are smashed at intersections. Okay, and then you have people arguing the fact that they're able to get a license without going through extensive training that someone in the United States, a first-time driver in the United States, would be able to. So showing you had an 11-year-old that was killed when a Haitian migrant caused the school bus to roll over. So again, Sam's bringing up points here just about like how much can you really just expect a small town to put up with and to be excited about when it comes to a ton of people coming into their small town. And if you accuse these people of just being like racist or xenophobic, it's an oversimplification, and it's going to lead to more resentment if the concerns of these people in these types of towns are not taken seriously and not addressed.